Hello and welcome back to The Rundown. I'm your host, Matthew Stell, and I'm so glad you decided to join us today. We've got a lot of news to cover, so let's get started. This week, the country grieves as we remember the life of former First Lady Barbara Bush. Bush passed away at the age of 92 at her Houston home on Tuesday with her family at her side. The prior weekend, the Bush family had released a statement saying that Mrs. Bush would no longer be receiving hospital care, but would focus on comfort care. Mrs. Bush and her husband, former President George H.W. Bush, have been in and out of the hospital over the past 2 years, most notably missing the inauguration of President Trump in January 2017. The Obama said this about Mrs. Bush, quote, "She lived her life as an example of the humility and decency that reflects the very best of the American spirit." During her time at the White House, Mrs. Bush was very well known for promoting literacy across the country. She'll be buried in College Station at her husband's presidential library on the campus of Texas A&M. On Tuesday morning, Southwestern Airlines Flight 1380, traveling from New York City to Dallas, was forced to make an emergency landing in Philadelphia as the plane's left engine exploded when one of the blades broke off. The shrapnel from the engine burst out a window, causing row 14 passenger Jennifer Riordan to be slightly sucked out of the plane. A Dallas firefighter pulled the mother of two back into the plane, but she was confirmed dead at the hospital later that day. Praise has been given to the pilot, Tammy Jo Schultz, for her bravery in preventing more fatalities. The NTSB has begun its investigation to the incident and will determine what caused the engine failure. In a federal court hearing, Michael Cohen, the embattled personal lawyer for President Trump, was forced to declassify his third high-profile client, which turned out to be Fox News host Sean Hannity. Hannity says Cohen never represented him in court and only reached out to Cohen on occasion to ask him legal questions. It is reported that friends of the presidents believe that Cohen will flip and reveal troubling information about the president. This week, Cohen dropped his defamation suit against BuzzFeed regarding the Steele dossier. Special counsel Robert Mueller plans on continuing his investigation, but there is no word if the president has plans to fire Mueller. Lawmakers on both sides of the partisan divide believe that if the president does fire Mueller, it would ultimately lead to a constitutional crisis. For the first time in nearly 60 years, a member of the Castro family will not lead Cuba. Miguel Diaz-Canel was elected by Cuba's National Assembly to replace Raul Castro as president of Cuba. Castro resigned earlier in the week and favored Diaz-Canel as his successor. Castro will become the first secretary of the Communist Party of Cuba, making him the most powerful figure on the island. Many believe that Diaz-Canel will be a progressive leader, but will continue the work of the Castro family. The two black men that were arrested at a Philadelphia Starbucks have received an apology from the Philadelphia police. Rashawn Nelson and Dante Robinson met with the Philadelphia Police Commissioner, Richard Ross, who is also a black man, and he apologized on behalf of his department and said that the police force did not have a policy for situations like the one of Nelson's and Robinson's, but have developed a plan of action. On May 29th, Starbucks plans to close all of its stores to train its employees in racial sensitivity and bias. Once again, thank you for joining us today. Remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And for all of us here at Coop TV, we'll see you next time.